UK TV's My Mum, Your Dad looks to be a breath of fresh air. I love it, the dating show for middle-aged singles. But there's something about their intimacy workshop about which you can get a better understanding of intimacy thanks to a specific kissing consciousness tool I'm going to share with you today. I'll also show you how you can use this tool to get a better understanding of confidence and positive thinking and a whole host of other things. I also had a worm dipped in lemon juice reaction to one moment that relates to boundaries, so I'll explain that too. So to improve our understanding of intimacy, we're going to use a tool called Consciousness Behavior Banana Splits. And to make that understanding even more powerful, I'm first going to explain the tool in regards to some other concepts, so that by the time we apply it to intimacy, you really get it. So let's start with the concept of compromise. What consciousness behavior splits do is recognize that concepts, for example compromise, have different meanings as behaviors as they do as a consciousness. If you go on holiday with the family and do what you want to do on the first day, you might compromise on the second day and do what someone else wants. But that's okay. You're not compromising your consciousness because you're happy to do it. You're just compromising at a behavior level. Contrast that to when your boss asks you to do something unethical that you're not comfortable with, but you do it anyway. That is compromising at the level of your consciousness. So you have consciousness behavior splits all the time. For example, positive thinking. People's surface level self-talk is all, I can do this and you've got this, and yet their underlying consciousness doesn't feel that way. That's like hiding mud under a pile of autumn leaves. You can cover it up, but the mud's still there. It would be much better to decline the temptation for the surface noise and appearance of positive thinking and tune into your inner self and its concerns and talk to it to get some resolve. Confidence the same. People assume some others to be confident just because they're loud or cheery or whatever. Confidence is confiding in yourself at a consciousness level, whatever that looks like at a behavioral level. The absolute biggest example in human society is success. All these billionaires get what success is supposed to be at a behavioral level, the big house, Ferrari, tennis court, etc., but that guarantees nothing. Success as a consciousness is, are you being true to yourself? And the alternative to that is frustration. But it's not just billionaires, everyone does it. Most people confuse the outward appearance of success with actual success. So all these unconscious splits, confusions and misunderstandings lead you to doing things that aren't right for you, not true to yourself. That's why Kissing Consciousness calls them behavioral banana skins. So now bring that on to intimacy, and we can instantly recognize that doing the physical behaviors associated with intimacy, holding arms, staring into each other's eyes, etc., guarantees nothing. They can even potentially frustrate or sabotage intimacy. And we saw that with the couple who were at odds with themselves in their consciousnesses about the exercises. They were told what to physically do as if the actions themselves were the cause of intimacy between human beings. Actions are secondary to your consciousness. A consciousness primary strategy would have given them choice, allowed space for them to say what they're feeling or why they were feeling incongruent, and allowed the couple to get to a point of intimacy, i.e. truth, shared truth, much quicker. By the way, intimacy doesn't always mean getting closer. It's more intimate to mutually admit a relationship is over than keep forcing it. So please look out for those behavioral banana skins. You can read more on page 83 of the Kissing Consciousness Handbook. By the way, if you'd like to get the first 2 chapters free, you can get them at kissingconsciousness.com/chapters. Oh yes, the boundaries moment. The exercise host asked the men to put their hands on the women's shoulder or near to, and all these guys immediately put their hands on the women. Notwithstanding whether or not the guys wanted to do that, the conscious relating way would be to ask if that's okay with the other person, with the women, first, and not do so if it isn't. Maybe the show did that off air, but it was still presented to the TV audience without, so it could have given the public an even better model of intimacy. On the screen you can see Fiona Cutts and I demonstrating the boundaries exercise at a seminar in 2015. The person standing still uses 2 hand signals to indicate whether or not the other person is welcome to move closer, if they want to. I can tell you, when you do these exercises with direct, first-person choice, like in the boundaries exercise shown here, they can really get the intimacy juice going like nothing else. Another thing to bear in mind is that your relationship with yourself in each moment is the starting point of all intimacy. both with yourself and with another. This is as simple as whether you want to do something or not. The conscious relating movement actually calls this your first intimacy, and without it, the current moment can't possibly deliver intimacy. Why? Because the other person is interacting with your full self, not you. Actually, so are you, interacting with your full self when you're on your own. Anyway, I think the show's great. It's a much needed boost, seeing both generations treat themselves and each other with respect and maturity. The children are a credit to their generation, as are the parents. If you'd like to develop your intimacy skills further, I recommend watching this boundaries exercise video of ours from the class in 2015.